A lot of you might not know who we are. I'm Max from Canada.
I'm Suji from Thailand.
We are a married couple living in Thailand, countryside, and we have 12 dogs. Yes. And today we want to learn about Germany. Look at the screen. Top 10 places to visit in Germany by the Ryan Shirley channel. Please go subscribe to him, and I don't think I will recognize any of these places. It's one of our first reaction to Germany on this channel. We made a few videos, really love Germany content from Germany, so we decided why not do more. So yeah, let's get started.
Let's go.
What's up guys, my name is Ryan Shirley.
Whoa.
And I want to show you some of my favorite places in the enchanting country of Germany. So here's my Germany top 10.
Oh my god.
Germany is home to some of the world's most stunning landscapes, from endless castles,
Wow.
medieval towns straight out of a fairy tale, and the towering Bavarian Alps. Germany has so much to offer. Let's start this video off in the magical village of Rothenburg. Now when you go to Rothenburg, you'll feel like you're walking in a fantasy movie.
Yeah.
It's one of the most now when you go to
Why does it look fake?
Yeah.
It looked like it's coming from like a movie, but you put the camera with a fake filter or something. It looked like it looked fake, but
What is
it's
it?
gorgeous. It's
The town of Hobbits?
the Hobbit?
Yeah.
Because in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Do you think so? Look like this? It looked very modern and very like no dust, nothing, like very clean.
Rothenburg, you'll feel like you're walking in a fantasy movie. It's one of the most preserved medieval old towns in all of Europe. During the Middle Ages, Rothenburg thrived as it was located at the crossroads of European trade routes. At the beginning of the 15th century, it rose to becoming the second largest city in all of Germany, but during the 17th century, Rothenburg faced adversities such as the 30-Year War and the bubonic plague. Without much resources, Rothenburg's growth was halted, which aided in keeping the town preserved in its medieval state. Today, Rothenburg maintains its medieval charm, and it's been the inspiration for sets of Disney movies such as Pinocchio. If you go, you can check out the famous Ploning Corner or witness the beautiful Christmas markets. I mean, just hard to beat the famous Ploning Corner or witness the beautiful Christmas market.
Christmas market, I was gonna say the...
Look like Christmas.
Yeah, the Christmas tree,
Yeah.
the house a little bit.
It's just hard to beat the allure of this German village. From Rothenburg, you can make the 3-hour drive to the beautiful city of Munich, also known as Bavaria's capital. Munich is located in the south of Germany, about 50 kilometers from the Alps. During World War II, Munich was heavily bombed by over 70 air raids, but today the city is restored to its former beauty. One of the most popular spots is the Marienplatz, Central Square. You'll find the new town hall with its stunning clock tower and historical figurines. After exploring Munich, we're going to head to the Alps to visit.
What the hell? The Alps are very like a square, right? Really square house.
What is impressed is the mountain behind.
Yeah, but it's something that they have a lot in Europe that like in America it looked always a little bit different.
Now I have to say this may be one of the most beautiful towns in all of Germany. It's just a 2 hours drive from Munich and it's nestled in the Bavarian Alps. One of my favorite features of the town is the Watzmann Mountain. It has these uniquely shaped peaks that tower over the town.
It's called the Golden Mountain?
Is it in Switzerland too? When people always go there when the sun like touch the mountain and it look like gold. The mountain that gold like this. I think it's in Switzerland. Look like this one too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And the W pronounced like a V, Watzmann, like the way you pronounce it.
Watzmann Mountain. It has these uniquely shaped peaks that tower over the town. It almost looks like someone took a bite out of it. There's so many beautiful churches around Berchtesgaden to explore, such as the Maria Gern Church, which offers a perfect view of the Watzmann peaks. Just south of the town is where Hitler's former Eagle's Nest retreat is located. It's now a restaurant with unbelievable views. The area is full of stunning alpine lakes such as Hintersee, which offers just incredible views. You could also visit the Berchtesgaden National Park and explore all its hidden treasures. I mean, the whole area is just pure paradise. Now after, we're going to visit Lake Constance. Now it's this massive lake that's not only in Germany, but also borders Austria and Switzerland. I remember I was hiking in the mountains of Appenzell, Switzerland, and I can see the lake from where I was at, which is huge. Now it's the second largest lake in all of Europe by volume. Now one scenic place on the lake is this town called Lindau.
You know, this is something that I'm so jealous about. I'm from Montreal, and even though Montreal is an island, we don't have place like this where people can have their house like this near the water. It's used for a different purpose. There it's like integral part of like the life. having your house by the water like
You're
this.
not allowed?
It's just the geography of Montreal is done even though Montreal is an island, we don't have place like this. I feel like.
Now what makes it so unique is that it's this island. Now it was first mentioned by a monk in the 9th century, and during medieval times it became quite the fortified city. Today it's a
Logistically, it's because Canada have a very tough winter. And I think it's very difficult to create a scenery like this in Canada compared
the
to
water
Germany.
turn ice?
Yeah, but it gets extremely cold in Canada during the winter, and a lot of problems. The road break, and things like this would be very difficult to more difficult to maintain, even though we have sun.
popular place to visit. I just love the harbor and just the fact that it's an
Cruise.
island.
Yeah,
I mean, just
that's-
such a cool place. Another picturesque city
Yeah.
on Lake Constance is Meersburg. It's located right on the shores,
Wow.
and it's a historical town lined with beautiful colored houses. And I just can't think of a better place to go
Those houses
during
have
a
the
warm German
triangle on
summer.
it?
After, we're going to visit
my
the
God.
Hohenzollern Castle. Now I have to say this is one of the most impressive castles in all of Germany.
God.
It sits perfectly on Mount Hohenzollern and can be seen from miles away. Hohenzollern is the last
Wait, I
of
think this
3
one
castles
famous,
that was built
right?
upon
Yeah.
this hill.
You know, I noticed even earlier in the video in the city, they have house they have building that look like castle in the city.
Yeah.
The church, I noticed in Europe, they look very similar to what the church we have in Canada. But your house and your overall building is very different, but the church is very similar.
Yeah, and also back in the day, why people love to build their castle or their town on top of the mountain? It's difficult for the enemy to attack. Or
I
what?
guess there must be a reason about
I think
that.
it's also difficult for them to
It was
contact
completed in
someone too.
1867 as a memorial to the Prussian royal family. Today it's one of Germany's most visited castles, and I understand why. Another stunning castle in Germany is the Cohem Castle.
Cohem
The
Castle.
original castle was built back in the 1100s, and it made its money by collecting shipping tools on passing ships down on the river. Sadly, it was destroyed in 1689 by the French, but in 1868 a
They
wealthy
rebuilt it.
businessman from Berlin decided to rebuild the castle ruins. Today it stands perched on a hill overlooking the beautiful town of Cohem and the Moselle River. Another stunning castle just 30 minutes away is the Eltz Castle. It's a popular place to get that classic Instagram picture. So if you're in the area, you gotta check both these castles
Yeah,
out.
because
You
think about it, you have the enemy that come from all sides, and then you have the arrow that you can throw. And you need to
Yeah.
get up like this, and it's more difficult. So I'm sure
won't
there's
regret
a
it.
strategic
After, we're going to
component
visit
to
the
it.
capital city of Berlin. Now today, Berlin is a thriving capital with a population of over 3.6 million people. It's an incredible city with a complicated history. Now Berlin was first documented in the 13th century. During World War II, it was the headquarters of Hitler's Third Reich and became the most heavily bombed city in history. After the war, Berlin was divided into the East and West Berlin. With the end of the Cold War, East and West Berlin were finally reunited in 1990. So one of my favorite spots is the Brandenburg Gate.
I saw a video about Berlin where, depending if it was East or West Berlin, there's light that light up different color depending if it's East or West Berlin. When you look from the satellites from the sky, something like this. I saw the other video, yeah.
Street neoclassical monument that is Germany's national symbol of unity and peace. You can also check out the Berlin Wall Memorial to see remnants of the historical wall. After Berlin, we're going to head over to Hamburg. Located in northern Germany on the Elbe River, Hamburg is the second largest city in
You say that, but I think that Hamburg and Hamburger, there's a connection.
Oh.
I've read it somewhere. Maybe I'm hallucinating, but I've heard that there's a connection. So maybe you're on something
Germany
there.
after Berlin. Thanks to its access to the North Sea, Hamburg grew as the port city throughout the ages. Today it is Europe's third largest port. I just love all the canals that run through
see,
the
that's
city.
what I-
Hamburg is home to 2,500 bridges, making it the city with the highest number of bridges in Europe. It reminds me of a modern-day Venice.
Oh my
a really
God.
impressive spot in the city is the Spiker
Is this
Steps.
real
It's the
house?
largest warehouse district in the
Yeah.
world. Now another beautiful spot in the city is the Alster Lakes.
Alster
It's a
Lake.
set of 2 artificial lakes that are often full of sailboats during the summertime. Now, after Hamburg, we're going to head over to Frankfurt. Located in west central Germany, Frankfurt is one of Europe's major financial hubs, and it's home to the European Central Bank. It's full of beautiful skyscrapers and kind of reminds me of American cities.
Yeah,
Aside
right?
from its skyscrapers and financial district, Frankfurt is a beautiful historical town. One of the most popular places
Oh, look
is
at this.
Romerburg. It's a beautiful town
Again,
square, full historical town.
Remind me of
One of the most
Christmas again.
Yeah.
With the window and everything, it's like a Russian. When they have all of these windows, many steps.
popular
like
places is
ex-USSR
Romerburg. It's a
style.
beautiful town square lined with colorful timber
Oh, look
houses
at this.
that will get your German vibes going. From Frankfurt, you can make the 3-hour drive to the Black Forest.
Forest.
Now located right on the border of France The Black Forest is a giant region famous for its dense vegetation, picturesque villages, and it's often associated with the Brothers Grimm fairy tales. Whenever I think of Germany, I just think of the Black Forest with its cuckoo clocks and just beautiful German towns. I mean, I can't think of a better place to road trip and experience the beauty of southern Germany. I mean, just such a cool region. After, we're going to head to the beautiful town of Khaosan, located right at the foot of the Bavarian Alps.
I noticed all the clock have that symbol on it. I wonder what it is. I noticed I noticed building earlier. I thought it was a church at first. Maybe it is. But there's always the clock there with some kind of logo on it.
It's not part of the flag?
The flag?
No.
Maybe no.
700-year-old medieval city full of old world charm. Its streets are lined with cobblestones, and you feel like you're walking back in time.
Wow! Look again from.
I just love all the classical German houses.
The first at the show at the beginning, right? The first that remind us of like a.
I think it's so cool how the milky blue River Lech runs right next to the town. The crowning feature of Khaosan is the High Castle. I mean, it just adds so much character to the town. If you really want to go back in time, I mean, you just gotta give Khaosan a visit.
Whoa.
Now, for our final destination, we're going to visit the iconic Neuschwanstein Castle. I have to say that it is the most beautiful castle in all Europe. It's what inspired Disney's Sleeping Beauty Castle. I mean, it's just the perfect place.
It inspired the Sleepy Beauty Castle in the Disney
inspired Disney's Sleeping Beauty Castle. I mean, it's just the perfect place for a princess. Now, the castle is nestled at the very tip of southern Germany. Neuschwanstein Castle is placed perfectly in the mountains with a phenomenal 360 view of the Bavarian Alps.
So all these castles right now are like mostly tourist attraction. Like they don't like place for tourists to go.
The town below. The construction of the castle began in 1869. During World War II, the SS debated blowing up the castle to prevent it from falling into the enemy's hands, but thankfully it never happened. Today, the castle receives over 1.4 million visitors a year, so it's definitely a tourist.
1.4 million visitors a year. In North America, we don't have castle. We have what they call cathedral. It has a religious aspect to it called cathedral. In Europe, they have all of these castles that I've never seen in my life. We have never been to Europe, never seen a castle.
I mean, I just can't get over the beauty of this castle. It's something straight out of a fairy tale. Well, that is it for my Germany top 10. I mean, there's just so many beautiful places that I couldn't cover, so we'll have to do a part 2. Let me know where your favorite...
It's awesome, and they have a very good mix of like a castle, countryside, and extremely modern that look like the US, some of the part.
They were looking at it, wanted to visit again. And especially when he keeps saying that this is old town, had a lot of like history, thing like that.
Sujaree's favorite TV show is Game of Thrones. So she loves castle. I'm sure she would love those kind of medieval style castle. She would have a blast there.
It's all like Instagram picture. And that's town. It's crazy.
That's the reason?
No, I don't really post anything though.
Just kidding.